My phone rang loudly during the antiseptic silence, so I let it ring when I was halfway through the cardiac monitor exam. Didn't I needed more chest noise, but it buzzed once more. My daughter yelled, her voice sharp like broken glass, and I responded once more after Mom's had it with you. I blinked and said, "Stop acting like you're sick all the time." The nurse's eyes darted from the monitor to me, pausing when she noticed the spike in my wife's voice, which was frigid than the EKG gel on my chest. "We're blocking you for a bit since your drama is getting to be too much." The last word I heard before the lion died was click, and they actually did it. Blocked me. They didn't call back, not that day or the next. I sat there with the uncomfortable hospital bed cables attached to my skin, my heart pounding more from the call than the arrhythmia they were attempting to detect. Not for 3 months. The three of us used to be tight. Even when my health began to deteriorate, I continued to have dinner on Fridays and have leisurely Sundays. I also experienced memory lapses and pain in my chest. They promised to be there. As she peeled my fruit, my daughter would swing on my hospital bed legs and tell me about her college courses. And my wife, who kissed my forehead every night, assured me that no matter how hard I tried, we would grow old. But eventually, I saw the glances they spoke in hushed tones in the kitchen, and they didn't want me to read the texts. Their compassion grew, then there was silence. And then I heard the call, and on the day I was eventually unblocked, not voluntarily, I discovered the truth. My daughter neglected to take me out of a shared cloud folder that had notes and photos. I wasn't intended to see. She wrote, "We need space," and my wife responded, "He's milking it for attention. Let's hold off on talking about selling the house until he breaks." I am selling my house, paid with my funds, constructed using my hands. They desired for me to disappear before the ink dried. Something chilled me. Nor upset, nor depressed. I just calculated, didn't scream, didn't beg, got up and spent the next 3 months creating and recuperating in silence. Exactly. I shifted the deed to a private trust first, changed my will, and removed them both. My brother took over as executive, and he simply nodded without inquiry since he understood the value of silence in our family. Second, I saved the paper, trail in a secured folder called Recollections, printing each message, note, screenshot, and timestamp. I then began to record. Doctors' quiet discussions demonstrating the validity of my disease, medical history reports, tests, and everything. They referred to as drama, I made it data, I replaced the locks at last. It was a calm day when they returned. I heard a gentle knock without any prior notice or apologies, opened the door, and saw them. My spouse and daughter. No bags, no flowers, only empty hands and plastic grins. Dad and I have been chatting since. My daughter attempted initially. I stepped back just enough to allow the tension to release. Then I leaned against the doorframe to allow the silence to grow. "We miss you." Then my wife and I overreacted, and we were afraid too. "Can we come in?" I said, "You miss me now," in a calm, flat voice. Funny because I don't remember being dead. They shuffled and blinked. After that phony friendliness subsided, I gestured to the file-sitting bench next to the door. Thick and neat, I've been working on the house's legal transfer. Distancing, finances. Your messages were printed. Your voices were captured. My diagnosis was confirmed, and your treachery was recorded. My daughter gulped. "Dad, but we didn't mean you." I paused and meant every word I uttered. "Allow the breeze to flood the room. You left when I was strapped to machines in an attempt to demonstrate my survival, and now that you've finished waiting for me to pass away, you want to return." My wife's cheeks reddened as I responded, "You're not coming back." We were overwhelmed and needed me gone. I walked back just enough to carefully and slowly lock the door, but before it did, I looked my wife in the eye and was exhausted. They both stared in awe, as if they had never seen me before. From the window, I observed them standing there while whispering, "Then rest easy, click." There were no more words, only stillness, before they eventually turned and left. Since then, I've learned something. Betrayal is accompanied by familiarity rather than warning indications. In the end, I didn't scream. Instead, I prepared, documented, and closed the door instead of slamming it. With love that has become lazy, there are individuals who are aware of your wounds and press them to hear you scream. Justice is quiet. It is as silent as a heartbeat, unquestionably steady, unfakeable, and mine is still thumping.